Fox Valley Literacy holding its first public event today to discuss the results of its State of Literacy project. The 2025 study featured more than 800 participants across 4 different counties, tracking how adults in the area navigate literacy in their everyday lives. Think about paperwork, finances, all those kinds of things. The data collected will now be used to help better prepare kids for the outside world and the challenges that many adults still face. The organization says knowing where the roadblocks are is the first step towards removing them.
There's a lot that impacts our students' lives that we could help with, but we don't know how, or it's not actionable enough. So we've always wanted to have a better handle on what are the other challenges that impacts their lives.
Take a look at some of the results from the study, which found that more than 50% of adults in Wisconsin read below a 6th grade level. In a survey, 37% of participants said they sometimes or always struggle with reading everyday documents like bills, school letters, and medical forms. 47% said they also struggle with understanding healthcare information, prescriptions, doctor's instructions, or insurance forms. You can read the full report on our website at wbay.com/links.